let's go back to the Bible now. Here's how you get called. This is 1 Kings 19, 19 and 20. So Elijah went and found Elisha. Okay. Now Elisha's not even in church. Y'all get that part? I need y'all to do it. Elijah went and found him. Son of Shaphat plowing in the field. Elisha is plowing in the field.
Yes.
Right? Now, who pays attention to people plowing in the field? Right? Y'all drive by farms all the time, right? And none of us pay attention to the guy driving the tractor, plowing the field. I mean, I was in Blight last summer or 2 summers ago, and all I saw was tractors. The guys didn't look familiar to me. They didn't look popular to me. In fact, I felt sorry for them. And these guys out here just driving tractors. But you know what? God selects you in the midst of you doing ordinary stuff for a greater cause. You're just doing your regular stuff, and all of a sudden God just comes and lays something on you. There were 12 teams of oxen in the field, and Elisha was plowing with the 12th team. Wow. So he way in the back. Elijah went over to him and threw his mantle or cloak across his shoulders and then walked away. Now, that is an amazing calling. But you know what? God does that every day.
Yes,
He does. Yes, he does.
We just not getting mantles thrown on us. Do you understand this?
Yes.
God selects you not because you got to think you're somebody.
Right.
Or you got to think you're lowly. You know, some of us try to make ourselves humble. We try to look. We come to... Well, as soon as we get to church, we're all happy in the car. As soon as we get to church, we get a long face on. Because we just have to look. We got to look the part. See, God, I'm ready for you to use me. Because I got the Adventist grim look on my face. And the Holy Ghost going to come in there and say, oh, they ready. They ready now. They ready. Elisha is he's just plowing the field. Now watch this. 19, verse 9, it doesn't take long. 19, he gets the call. Verse 20, Elisha left the oxen standing there and ran after Elijah. Now watch this now, because this is not what God... And said to Elijah, first, let me go and kiss my father and mother goodbye, then I will go with you. Elijah replied, well, go on back, but think about what I have done to you. Elisha knows the call is on him. And suddenly he's got to respond. He's like saying, man, this thing is so quick. Let me go back and say goodbye to people. Elijah said, well, just think about what I've done. God calls where?
Anytime.
He's not waiting for you.
He ain't waiting, man. I know he ain't waiting.
He's waiting for you to answer his call, but he's not waiting for you to get to some particular point in your life. He's calling you right now. You can't even feel sorry for your predicament. Because when he calls you, he's not waiting for you to explain to him, well, you know what? I lost my job. You know what? I don't have a car.
I got no money.
Yeah, I ain't got no money. I can't even get there.
Right.
Get him somewhere. All right. So God doesn't wait for convenience.
Right.
That's right.
I know.
I gotta put that down. I can't. Well, Lord, when I get good and ready.
Can I get?
Yeah. When I retire, or here's a big one for Adventists. When I stop sitting,
Yes.
Whoa.
then I'm gonna come work.
Don't work that way.
When I put the joint down, when I stop chasing the skirts, we got all kind of reasons. But God didn't get into that discussion. He calls you. He says he'll do all of that while you're answering the call.
Amen. That's right.
But he just wants you to answer the call. So he's not waiting for you to conveniently wait till you're comfortable. Get going. God doesn't wait for you to get permission from your family.
Amen.
Elijah went back to kiss his mom and dad goodbye. But he went back to kiss them goodbye. Right? Now, Dad, Mom, what do you think?
No,
You know, should I? I don't know how much money's in this thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm telling you, and understand this. 16th Street Seventh-day Adventist Church was not the richest church.
Right.
I mean, they're Peter and Juanita from there, and a couple of years. But so This was low income. This was West Side San Bernardino.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm telling you, when God validates, I took it to my son. I said, God will validate your ministry at the moment you think you're tired of the ministry.
Yes.
And somebody just comes in the firms and slaps the $100. Boom!
Doesn't come.
Just like that. But so he's not tripping off of that. God can give you money anytime he wants to give you money. Y'all know that, right?
I know that.
Anytime he wants to give you money, he'll give you money. It's not God that's keeping you homeless. He can get you out of homelessness. It's not God that's keeping you broke. He can get you out of the brokenness. The issue is God is going to decide when he does all that. And when you come out, you will be greater than before you went into it all. Doesn't matter what social class you're in.
Have mercy. Yes.
You can be with the Rockefellers.
Mm-hmm.
Because Elisha was not a poor guy. 12 oxen, that's pretty, he doing pretty good. Elisha was once just a guy plowing a field.
I love it.
Yet at that very time, God was planning to use him. All right, tonight, this is where you're going to get me this little discussion. What signs have you seen that God might be working behind the scenes of your life, orchestrating events to set you up for something greater? Anybody got time? What signs you see? When the call comes, that's not from a human being.
No, it's not. It is not.
So when he said, when that person asked for a sermon, you didn't ask to preach.
Right.
Exactly. So God placed it on them to say that there was something on you that they see. That God placed you there because you've been praying. You see what I'm saying? So you've been praying and then there's something greater. E. Cleveland said this the first day I sat in this class. Down in Oakwood. He said, whenever you get asked to preach, preach. He continues to open up moments of calling. Like I said, Elisha, I'm sure Elisha wasn't sitting around saying, I'd like to go into ministry. Or I'd like to do something for the Lord. Yeah. Elisha is just like plowing his field.
Yeah.
Faithful at what he's doing, but he recognized that mantle. He knew that was from God. The vibrant village just was right here. But not knowing we still laugh at it. We just didn't know what we were doing, trying to get it all the way to podcasts. And we tried it. First time we went to iTunes, it wasn't even up there. One time we tried a project, passed it. But then we learned how to give credit. And now all the projects go up on the air. It's the stumbling through. And the greater comes from that because he's looking for you to just step out and do it. I could be doing it for God. Now the urge this week is do it for God. You got to go from I could to do it. When God defeats the curses on against your new ministry.
Wow. That's deep.
Y'all can't miss that one.
Yeah.
The moment you get your new ministry started, there are curses that come against it. And people try to immediately jack you up. But God shows you the evidence right before your eyes that he has ordained you for this new ministry.
That's big.
Because sometimes you start and people just, you can't do that. You get all kinds of stuff coming against you.
Right.
Moved by the power of Satan. Because this thing is deep. When you're ready to go to another level, God has to take your life experience and you've got to understand that certain things, the discernment to understand that certain things are designed to stop. If you don't understand that, then you will miss what Jesus was doing upon the earth. And that is, Jesus is teaching in the temple, and a man with a demonic spirit comes down the aisle. Right when he's starting his ministry. Right there in church. So your ministry, once you start it, cannot be stopped when it's called by God. You'll just slip through the crowd. They'll be trying to stop you, but you'll see it still keep going. It keeps going. It gets stronger and stronger and stronger, more powerful. That's why whatever God puts on your heart, you got to step out and say, I'm going to do this. And watch this now. As we said earlier, you may not be able to depend on the people you think are your friends that will actually back you. When you start doing a new thing, they be like, what? You crazy. All that is negative stuff. But you have to speak things as though they are. You can't just be like, I hope this comes through. Oh Lord. That's why your mission statement has to show that this is what God has called you to do.
What you have is least of all. No one can preach your sermon